Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Shabby Dollhouse. Thank you so much for joining me today. I want to share my design team project for Crafty Me Shop. I made these beautiful shabby chic bowl fillers, which are just little mini pillows. I know that this is nothing new, they've been made before, but I've never made them, so I wanted to give them a try. And I will have a quick little tutorial at the end of this video, so if you want to see how I made it, just stick around. So I was inspired by her beautiful corset lace to make these, and this is actually going to be the one that I'm going to show you how to make. So I just used her tiny little trim around the edge here, and this lace is from my own stash. But I also used her beautiful light pink satin, and this ruffle here is from her shop. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I just tied this here like a corset with her silk ribbon, and I added a flower, and I added some tiny flowers from her shop that I cut and put behind this flower here. So I love that so much. And this one's actually my favorite because of the cameo. I just love cameos. Now she had some of these in her shop a while back. So I added her beautiful ribbon trim around the edge. And I also have another trim around it. It's kind of hard to see. But I used two of her appliques behind here. Again, her corset lace. And this lace here is from my own stash. And this ruffle trim is just so beautiful. I'm going to be sad when I run out, but I love it. So there's that one. So here we have one that I used an applique trim on, and it's absolutely stunning, the color of it. I love that blush pink. More of that corset lace, and a beautiful paper flower here with a hint of pink in the middle, and some more of her tiny flowers here. And this is actually an avocado dyed flower applique, and I have another one of her appliques behind there. So behind this one is just some shabby chic fabric. It's really soft. And I also have one of her very thin tulle trims behind here. This had some little flowers on it, and I just took them off because they had blue on them. So this one here is a little bit smaller, and this trim's from my own stash. But I use that same satin, and this is a different lace behind there. And this is one of her French appliques that I put on here. I thought that it was so beautiful on there. So I wanted to use the same laces around the edges so that they will all match well. And this is one of her beautiful pearl centers. And there's the back of that one. So this one here is a teeny tiny one. And I used one of her beautiful ribbon trims and just made a bow. I've shared those with you before. I just love them, and I always want to use them in my projects. Behind there is more shabby chic fabric. So if you stick around, I'm going to share with you how I made them. So what you're going to need is a template or a die. I used a die. You can actually just draw out your heart. You're going to need some felt, 2 pieces. And I'm going to use satin. You don't have to use satin. And I'm going to use this fabric here. So what I'm going to do is sew these together, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I am back, and all I did was I sewed on the satin and the lace and the fabric. So what I'm going to do next is make the holes for my corset so I can sew through it. So what I'm going to do is fold this in half, and this is from a bookbinding piece, and I just took it off so that I could measure the holes evenly. So I'm thinking we might need 6 holes. No, maybe 5. I don't know, we'll see. So what I'm going to do is use this little punch. I got this from Dollar Tree. It comes in 2 sets, one smaller than this one. And it's worked out really great so far. So let's see. Trying to figure out which holes to use. All right. And this wool mat makes it very easy to poke your holes in. And you can also iron on this, which I love because I don't have an ironing board. Okay, so there's our holes. Hopefully I don't need any more than that. I can't remember how many holes I punched in my other one. So I'm just going to get my needle here and use this silk ribbon. You can use any ribbon. It does not have to be silk. I'm going to come up one side here. And get the other end. And do the same. So I hope that y'all are all doing well. It's a really beautiful day here today. It's very windy and cold, but it's still pretty outside. Sun shining. So the holes are going to be a little hard to see from this side. Okay. So I was inspired by a lady here on YouTube. She made some paper hearts like this, and I thought they were so beautiful. So you can do this with paper as well. And if I can find that video, I will put it in a link down below. I am going to need another hole, so I'm going to just go ahead and eyeball it. Okay, so now I'm going to take this other end. All right, trying to get it as even as possible, but it doesn't have to be perfect. I just love the look. I love this silk ribbon. Isn't it beautiful? I probably should have used a different color on this one, but it's okay. All right. Okay. So now I'm just going to tie it. And you're not really going to see this bow too much, so you don't have to make it perfect. Because I'm going to actually cover this with a flower. But you could leave the ends hanging if you wanted to. So I'm going to cut those off. Isn't that adorable? You could just leave it just like that. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I would normally sew these together, but since I am filming, I'm just going to go ahead and use my hot glue gun. So let me make sure it's good and hot. Sorry about my chair. All right, so what I'm going to do is go all the way around, but leave an opening right here so that I can stuff it. I'm trying to stay as close to the edge as possible. And make sure you don't have any holes, because that happened to me one time when I was making one using hot glue. Okay. So we'll just go around it and check to make sure we don't have any holes before we start stuffing it. So I think that these are just adorable to have in your craft room. You don't have to just have hearts around Valentine's Day, which, by the way, happy Valentine's Day, y'all. I totally forgot to say that. So these are pretty in your living room in a bowl, on your kitchen table, in your craft room, just anywhere. All right, so I think I'm going to go ahead and stuff it now, but I need to make sure I don't have any holes. And by doing that, I'm just going to run my finger through there and make sure. Okay. I forgot to mention you're going to need pillow stuffing. I'm no expert at these tutorials, but I'm trying, y'all. Now you can put as much as you want, but I'm I'll try my best not to overstuff it. You really don't need a whole lot. You want to make sure that you have room here to glue this down. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. So I'm just gonna go around the edge here best I can and pull it like that to straighten it. Okay. And don't worry if you got some of that coming out, you can just cut that right off. So isn't that adorable already? I'm going to cut this off here. All right, so now I'm going to add a flower on here. And I might have one in this little box. I got this box from one of Esme's sales, and it's so beautiful, isn't it? And I just have different laces and flowers and stuff in here. So maybe this flower will work. How adorable is that? Yes, I'm going to use that one. All right. So what else I'm going to use is her tiny little flowers that I showed you on the other hearts. Because I just like to have something on the sides of the flower. All right. So I'm going to glue that there. Now I tried not to put too much glue so that I can get on the sides of it. So I'm just going to take this flower here and add some glue. How adorable is that? I love these tiny flowers. So cute. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add the other one. There we go. I think that's so cute. I love it. So now we're going to add our lace around the edges. And I was thinking about using this beautiful trim here. So let's see how that will look. No, I don't think I'm going to use that. But I know that I'm going to use this pink one here because it's so beautiful. So this is the one that I showed you on the other heart. And it had some tiny flowers on it with blue centers. So I just cut it off, and I actually cut down this too because it was really thick. So I'm just going to do a little bit at a time so that I get it straight and even. And you don't have to use a hot glue gun, you can just use Fabri-Tac. Okay. That looks so adorable, doesn't it, so far? It just looks so cute. I love this trim. I hope that she gets more of it. I love how pale pink it is and that you can see through it. Beautiful. I'm going to cut this string off here. Now you can totally sew this on as well before you even put your hearts together. Either way you want to do it is fine. Okay. So I'm going to cut that off. And now we have our beautiful heart, which you can add more trim around the edges and another trim around the other side. But this is the basic way that I have made these. So I really, really hope that y'all like these beautiful little shabby chic pillows. I had a lot of fun making them, and I hope that y'all try to make some. They're so cute and so fun. And these will be listed in my Etsy shop, so I will have the link down below. And I will also have the link for Crafty Me Shop's Facebook group, where you can find her beautiful laces. Please remember that if you want to join her group, you have to answer her questions. So I will see y'all in my next video, and I appreciate y'all so much. Let me know which one was your favorite down below. I'll see y'all in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye, y'all.